Girl therapy. Okay. Samesies. Hi guys, it's me, Stephanie Megan, your host of Broke Girl Therapy, and I have the motherfucking Jules. Jules Reese.
Jules is in the house.
Jules.
Well, Jules is always in the house when you're recording.
Jules is always here. He lives here. He is my roommate, ex-coworker, turned roommate, and I've been trying to have you on the podcast for so long. It's kind of ridiculous.
The stars have finally aligned.
The stars have finally aligned. And I think it's kind of the perfect time because I feel like a lot of things happened over the weekend.
This is true.
And I really want to talk about it on the show.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, first off, what the fuck happened on Sunday? Like, can we just start off with what you just showed me about like an hour ago?
So about an hour ago, I showed Stephanie something that one of our housemates left in front of my door today.
Okay, background story, you guys. I don't think I've ever really talked about our living situation because I feel like everyone's like, you live with Irva, you live with Jules. Like, who the fuck do you live with? Mm-hmm. And so Irva, and Jules live in a house with this like gay couple who's like in their 60s. Yeah.
but they're like our dads.
They literally like, it's kind of we're the children of the house.
Yes, we are.
And so they rent out like all these rooms in this house, and we each have a room.
Yeah, and they're kind of the dads. They clean up after us in the common areas.
They let us know when our eggs are spoiled and we need to take it out.
Yeah, they'll clean out our fridge for us. Well,
we are adult children.
So we have a jacuzzi.
Yes.
In our house, and we made use of it. Myself, my best friend Richard, who was on the show a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And a couple guys that we met out. But I found a jock strap in front of my bedroom door today with a note that said, "Someone had fun in the spa." So
from our 60-year-old landlord.
Yeah. So
our father.
Our dad found a jock strap in our hot tub. I feel like I should, just start from the beginning.
Yeah.
It was just a regular night out on the town, me and Richard every weekend, doing our thing. Mm-hmm. We got some Fireball, we got a little Coke, we went out to WeHo, made our rounds, met up with a couple guys.
Coca-Cola, you guys.
Coca-Cola. That's Coca-Cola. So anyways, there were no after parties, no after hours for us to go to. So I drunkenly was like, oh, great. Wait, even before that, I was telling you earlier, I had bumped into my ex.
Okay.
I bumped into this daddy that I used to be on and off with.
This sounds like an episode of Broke Girl Therapy.
I met this other guy who was amazing. And Richard bumped into one of his old guys. Like, it was just like a bumping into lots of people, lots of things.
Right.
We're trying to find an after hours and after party, and we're like, okay, we can't find one. Like, what should we do? And I'm like, oh my God, let's go to our house. Like, we have a jacuzzi. Like, we can all blah, 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 blah. So.
You guys, I was asleep at this time.
Steph was asleep. Irva was asleep. Our gay couple landlords were asleep for a moment.
Our dads were asleep.
So we get back here. We're on the jacuzzi. We're skinny dipping.
So even you and Richard are like best friends. You guys like were like naked in front of each other?
We were naked in front of each other all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay, no, I have another story after this, but continue. I'm like, there's so many things I have to keep you guys updated with. It's fucking crazy.
So there's like skinny dipping happening, making out happening, blowjobs happening.
Wait, did you give Richard a blowjob?
No.
Did Richard give you a blowjob?
No.
Who did you give a blowjob to?
I didn't give a BJ.
Wait, how many people were in the jacuzzi?
4.
Oh.
And
sorry, Irva. This jacuzzi is outside of Irva's room.
I meant to apologize because I figured we woke Irva up.
Okay.
Anyways,
Irva's in the audience. She says that she didn't hear anything.
And then after the BJs,
who did you give a blowjob to?
I didn't give a BJ to anybody.
Who gave you a blowjob? Do you need
one
details
of the guys.
here? Okay.
I mean, me and Richard each got blown by somebody.
Oh, what the fuck?
But
okay.
I mean, it's a little blurry, but this BJ must have been amazing because then I had a seizure in the hot tub.
What the fuck?
So
You had a seizure?
yeah, so I used to have seizures like whenever I smoked weed, but I haven't smoked weed in a long time, and so I haven't had a seizure in like a year. But all of a sudden, like I'm like shaking, like my body's like contorting, like Exorcist style.
Oh my god, Jules, are you okay?
I'm gonna get it checked out, but
I'm glad.
I got that Medi-Cal, just got approved this month.
Okay, cool,
so
cool. Good for
definitely
you.
checking that out. And then after the seizure, we were all cool again. But then like one guy was like tired, so he went home. Richard went to his ex's house. This other guy like stayed behind with me. My tongue.
I'm like trying to like put all the pieces.
We all went every which direction.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's Wednesday night. My tongue is still really sore from
The
eating
seizure.
a lot of ass.
Whose ass did you eat?
One of the guys.
I'm
And
so confused.
he spilled an entire bottle of poppers on my bed.
Oh my god.
Well, half of one bottle on my bed, a whole other bottle on the floor.
What exactly are poppers? Okay, you guys, this episode too, the reason why I've always wanted Jules on is not just for this story, but because he's really into a lot of kinky shit, which no kink shaming, as Rose has said before, but it's so interesting because it's like I thought I was a freak, you know what I mean? I'm all like, yeah, I like to be on top, I like to ride it, but then like I'm like, oh wait, I'm boring because I don't even do all these other things, and you tell me all these other things, and I'm like so mind boggled that this exists. So what the fuck are poppers? Let's start with that.
Okay, well, yeah, let's steer from this story because it's not. I don't feel like it's even a very good story. I feel like it's just a very messy story.
Okay,
like,
but you said that our landlord saw you naked.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I left that part out. It was a little blurry for me at this point, but after the seizure, Richard brought me upstairs and then went back downstairs, and then I was like, no, I want to still party. So like I'm like bolting out of my room as like Kyle is like walking out of his room, and it was like, oh, hi.
Did he see your penis?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, so anyways, I got home from work last night, and like I saw Kyle in the kitchen, and he's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, oh, like I'm really tired. And he's like, yeah, I'll bet you had a kind of a crazy night the other night. And I was like, what do you? Because I didn't know.
You heard the conversation. You heard the conversation.
I don't actually remember seeing Kyle that night, but it's just from what Richard told me. And he's like, yeah, he had a crazy night the other night. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, we heard you guys in the jacuzzi, and then I saw you, and I was like, was I decent? He's like, and then he just like smiled at me really big and didn't say anything. And I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry. IDK, he might have liked it. IDK.
Well,
Part of me makes me think he did.
oh my god, ew, this is so weird. That's our dad.
It is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is kind of creepy. Okay. Well, I've only known this dad for like 3 months, so it's different.
So, okay,
it's like, he's like my stepdad.
You know what's so fun? I saw your penis the night before on Saturday at my birthday celebration.
And I saw your clit.
I know.
It was like I'll show you mine if you show me yours situation.
We were in the restroom. Okay, I was like, come pee with me. And so we go to the restroom, and I'm like, I feel really confident that night. It's my birthday. I got a lot of love. My hair got done. You know what I mean? And I like just had sex a few nights before. So I'm very motivated. And I was like, Jules, like, do you want to see my vagina? And you're like, yes.
Like, I've never seen one before.
Yes.
Like, I've never seen one in real life.
I know.
So, I mean, YOLO.
So I like spread my legs. I like showed you like a whole diagram of my vagina. You had your flashlight on your phone.
I got down on my knees. I turned the flashlight on my iPhone. Yeah. And
I was like, this is my clitoris. This is where the hole, like where the dick inserts.
This is the part men can never find.
Yeah. and then we hear Vincent. We hear Vincent in the restroom, like, Steph, like screaming for me. So I'm like, okay, oh my god, we're over here. So we invite him into our stall. I'm like, guess what? I was in the middle of showing Jules my vagina. Do you want to see my vagina? And he was like, no, what the fuck? Like, he was so pissed. He was grossed out. He's like, I don't want to see a fucking vagina. And then, but you were like, but it's like great, you know? And then so he's like, fine. So he started looking at my vagina, and I was like, sorry, you guys. Like, my vagina is like brown because I'm like brown, you know? And you're like, it's okay.
Let's go.
But you like, and then you're like, well, I could show you my penis. So you showed me your penis while you were peeing.
It's only fair.
When you were peeing, I was like watching your dick, just like piss and everything. I was like, this is a moment. And the next day, Kyle saw your dick. So I feel like 50% of people in this house have seen your dick.
Irva, you want to see it? I'm kidding. No, but yeah, so like Kyle found someone's jockstrap, like probably like behind the hot tub somewhere. And that's what was left outside of my door this morning with a note. Someone had fun at the spa.
Oh my God, that is so crazy.
Anyways,
let's get into some kinks, because there's something that you're really into. Do you want to talk about it?
Well, first, let's introduce what poppers are.
Okay, sorry, we're all over the place. We had a few shots of tequila.
Yeah, we're a little crazy.
Fireball.
You're really drunk.
I
or just really buzzed.
I don't know what I am anymore.
No, so for those of you that don't know, poppers are equivalent to something. It's an inhalant. So it's usually sold in sex shops in like a little tiny brown bottle. It's usually advertised as, it used to be advertised as VCR cleaner, but now that VCRs are obsolete, it's sold as like nail polish remover. So it's basically just a little tiny bottle of a little liquid that when you smell it or inhale it, you get like a temporary head high. So it'll last a couple minutes. Okay. And then that's it. But basically the point of it, especially like in the gay community, is like a lot of bottoms, which for those of you who don't know what bottoms are the one who
that take the dick.
They take the dick. They receive the dick rather than give the dick. So poppers help relax the body. It puts you in like a really good head high. Yeah. Like sometimes I even take them like when I'm out with friends and I'm drinking, just because I like the high that it gives me. And it like makes me relax. It makes your booty hole relaxed. It makes everything relaxed.
So we got some today. We're gonna try it, but I want to try it towards the. I'm gonna try it towards the end, because I'm scared of how this conversation will go if I take
I'm
poppers.
so excited that you're gonna try them, because
or wants to see what they look like.
Wait, I'll show them to you once we get them out. To try you know Allie.
Yes.
You know, one of my best friends. I actually turned her onto them like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
She came out with me and Richard, and she's been wanting to know what poppers were for forever. And I told her what they were, and she was like, "Oh my God, I want to do them." So before we went out, I was like, "Here, like have some of mine. Have a whiff of these." And she was like, "Wow, these are crazy!" Like blah blah blah. So like when we were out, she actually got a bottle of poppers
for herself.
Yeah, for herself.
Oh my God, wait, that's great.
Yeah, but
okay, but I really want to get into kinks here, because there's something that I really want to talk about. But do you want to just fucking say it, or should I just fucking say it?
So Stephanie wants to talk about my kinks, and my favorite kink is fisting.
Love it.
So Stephanie,
I had no idea this was a thing. Okay, you guys, background story. Remember when you were working at the salon with me, and this is when you came out with your kink to me, and I was telling you about how Charles got a condom stuck in my vagina and had to literally put his whole fist up there to find it. And I was like, oh my God, I was like so embarrassed. I'm like, I can't believe this happened to me. He put his whole fist on my vagina. Like, that's so fucking weird. And you're like, oh, well,
you didn't like it?
He's like, you're not into that kind of stuff? I'm like, what do you mean? And then you described to me what exactly fisting was. Can we just talk about that?
Yeah. So at least, so speaking, I only have viewpoints of the gay community.
Okay.
Never been with a girl, never want to be, never will be. But, I have been on both ends of fisting, top and bottom, like giving and receiving. But basically, instead of using your dick or using it with your dick, I mean, like, you're basically shoving your entire fist up someone's vagina or their butthole. And
okay. And you told me about how one time you went. Yeah, you one time said like you put the whole fucking shoulder deep into an asshole. Yeah. I didn't believe you. I was like, this is not possible. I looked up porn.
Oh my, you should have just asked to like see the porn that I watch.
I'm Sorry.
Because I watched the most intense.
Okay.
But anyway.
But I found some porn and I was like, this is fucking real. This shit is real.
It's
They
so
can put
real,
your
man.
whole damn arm into someone's asshole. I didn't know this.
So basically, the very first time that I was ever intrigued by any kind of like extreme ass play like that, I had a gay best friend, Steven, R.I.P. He sent me these 2 crazy videos. One was a guy who, it was like a 30-second video of some guy who literally got fucked in the ass by a horse. Like a real horse dick. The second video was a guy who shoved like a whole like fucking like pickle jar up their ass. Anyway, it was like on this extreme like pain website. But when he sent those to me, like, it just turned me on for some reason.
What the
like my dick just got hard, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, why would this happen to me? I mean, now the only reason why I could even accept it is one, because like when I first realized that I was gay, and I feel like a lot of gay people realize this, it's like when you realize that you're gay and, you know, your dick just gets hard because you're turned on.
Right.
And you can't really explain why you're gay or why you're straight or like why you're turned on by certain things. Like if that's what turns you on, that's just what turns you on.
Right.
So anyway, I was just like, well, shit. I'm like, so I was just kind of kept clicking links to the, like off of these videos.
Yeah.
And it led to fisting, and then eventually, like, I met someone online.
Okay, I was gonna say, can you tell the fucking story about this? This is hilarious.
I finally found someone online who was a fisting bottom, and I was like, okay, like, I'm new to this, but like, if you're willing to be with a newbie, like, show me the ropes. So yeah, we met up, and
no, how did you meet him, Jules? You can't
Shit,
skip over details.
I told you this before, didn't I?
You did. You told me and Richard, and we're like, okay.
Okay, so so it's hard to find people who are into this. It's easier nowadays, but especially back in Ohio, where I'm from, it's a little difficult to find people into kinks. So I went on Craigslist, and I looked in like the M for M, like casual encounters kind of deal, and I was like, I need to find someone into fisting.
What section do you find sexual encounters on?
The personal ads.
Okay.
But it's like people like looking for sex, basically.
Okay.
Really sketchy, like really. I would never do it again, but you know, I was like young. I was like 20 years old and curious.
Yeah.
So I started talking to this guy. He was into it. We exchanged pictures. He was like, okay, sure, I can pick you up and bring me back to my place. So I, like, this guy from Craigslist came and picked me up, took me back to his place, and I fisted him. And that was probably like my least favorite.
How old was he? Was he even cute?
He was cute. He was like late 30s.
Okay, a daddy.
Yeah, so he was a daddy.
Yeah.
And everything else took off from there. Like, but then I started like on my like online dating profiles and everything. Like I was like, okay, like I'm never going to find this unless I put it out there more. So like I list like all my kinks like in my dating profiles.
What
like,
dating profiles are you on?
Well, not that I'm on all of these currently, but in the past, I mean like Adam for Adam, Grinder, Scruff, Jacked,
Ass Pig.
Ass Pig's the best one for fisting. Because it's exactly what it says.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's a very like unique fetish. Not everyone's into it. Even guys that I hook up with now, like I'll be like, hey, like, so like, what are you into? Like, this is what I'm into. And a lot of guys are like, I have like never done that before, like given or received, like, so sometimes I introduce it to people. Yeah. But with my favorite fuck buddies, I've gotten shoulder deep.
Wow.
When topping.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, I've gotten.
He's showing the camera this.
Yeah, I'm showing the camera this right now. I'm showing Steph and Irva. I got like up to the top of my bicep right here.
Oh my God.
With my hand open.
Oh my gosh.
So that's like a solid like 2 feet.
And you do my hair with those hands.
And I do your I do your hair with these hands.
Okay, Irva has a question from the audience. Come to the mic. Come on. Get Irva, another roommate of mine.
So, like, how do you guys clean the booty hole? You know what I'm saying? Because I always feel like, you know what I'm saying, some gonna come out on accident.
You know what? That is an extremely fair question, and I'm sure a lot of people listening right now are
Probably
wondering the
have
same
that,
thing. So, Stephanie's familiar because she's been in my bathroom.
Yes, and
upstairs.
I have an episode called "Gay versus Straight Dating," and that was explained too. But explain right now for Irva and for other people who are just tuning in.
So, there are like two types of douches. You can get like a little handheld one, like one that you fill up with water, squeeze up your booty, and rinse out with that. So, as you know, Stephanie, because you've been upstairs in my room and my bathroom,
I've seen it all.
I have a shower attachment that like hooks up to my shower head, and I have like a nozzle that turns like on and off and like adjust the pressure, but it's basically a hose that shoots out water and you rinse and clean yourself in the shower.
Okay. I need that for my vagina too. I feel like I would want that for my vagina and my asshole.
You know what? I'm not sure how it is on vaginas, but I can say for booty holes, amazing.
Oh.
It's
wow.
Honestly, like, because if you use one of those handhelds, it can take like forever, like up to like fucking like 45 minutes or something. But like with this shower shot, you can do it in like 15, 20 minutes, good to go. And you don't have anything to worry about.
I love it. Okay. Well, I'm good for anal. I feel like I'm very educated.
You can come use it sometime if you want.
Ew, I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god. And like me and Irva share a restroom, so one day she's gonna show up and be like, "What the fuck is this?" She's like, "Girl, what the hell?" But get me one. Okay, so what other kinks are there? Because you, I'm sure, have came across some other shit too. Is there anything else that you're even interested in?
Besides fisting, I'm into bigger guys. I've always been into bigger guys, but I'm into, I think, a little bit bigger than what most people are. There's one guy in particular that I met online in New York, and he came and visited in LA, and we met up, and he is like literally 3 times my size. Like I'm like 125 pounds and he's 375 pounds.
Oh,
but
shit.
So he's like almost
Bitch.
400 pounds, but man, he is so handsome. He carries it so well. He's like super tall, like just like super thick everywhere. Like, I'm like so in love with him, but he doesn't know that. But he's not going to see this episode, so probably. So that's okay. But even if he knew, it'd be okay.
Right.
But so he like his particular fetish, like how mine is with fisting. Like that's my main thing that I'm into. His main thing is gaining. So gaining. There are like a community of gainers who like their thing is to gain as much weight as possible. So you probably have seen some crazy like episodes or crazy shows on TLC about like people being like, fucking like 400, 500, 600 pounds, like whatever. And like, they don't care. Like they're just like trying to gain more. I mean, that's like kind of like what it is. But I mean, there are two different kinds of gainers. Like there's a gainer where you can be like a muscle gainer, or you can just be like a regular gainer, which is, like
all
fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like with him, like it's a little bit of both. Like he's really strong. Like he swooped me up in his arms and like a eating. Like they get off on eating like large portions, like big
like
meals.
that turns them on is to eat all the time.
Yes.
Because you did tell me about this whole feeder and this whole gainer thing.
Exactly. So the opposite to gainer is feeder. So
oh my God.
Gainers are usually looking for feeders, and feeders are people who like to whether it's to cook for them or to like supply their food, like buy them food. Like
I always imagined it with like a tube and like stuffing shit down a tube down someone's throat.
There's that too. So
oh my God.
Also there are some feeders, I am not this way, but there are some feeders that are into force feeding. So whether it's like do they even have sex after this? Yeah, I mean like tying down like the gainer and like forcing him to eat, like, whether it's like cake or donuts or pie or ice cream or whatever the fuck it is that they want to eat. or like using like a funnel and a tube and like
Oh my
just like
God.
pouring milkshakes down like the funnel like to force feed them. With this,
And then they
guy,
have sex, apparently, right?
Well, this guy,
So I'm like, they're just feeding
he
each
and
other.
I like so like when I first like came over to his house, like I knew that he had like already eaten, but like we were like making out, and I was like, oh my God, like your breath, your breath tastes so good. Like he's like, wait, like. Let me be right back. And so I was like, okay. So he like leaves, goes into the kitchen, comes back with like a pint of ice cream, and he scarfs down this pint of ice cream in like 10 seconds while I'm like, oh my God, I don't even.
Oh my God, what the fuck? This is so weird. I mean, like, okay, you know what? Teach their own. Teach their own. I just like.
You know what?
Here's the thing. I'm trying to. I'm in awe. I'm in awe, honestly. Did you get turned on by this? I'm not gonna shame you for it, but did you get
No. Okay, so he like brings back like this like pint of ice cream, and he wants to eat it while I'm like, basically like worshiping his body, which like I love his body. Like
Yeah.
it's like he's like tall, he's like so thick, like
Yeah.
he's got like this amazing like he's got like a big round belly, which I love bellies. Like it's weird. I don't like six packs. I like bellies.
I don't really like six packs either. I like him a little chunky.
I love chunky guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he's like eating it like while I'm like worshiping his body basically and like sucking him off but like he like that's just like what he's into, and like I was like, okay, like I'm down for it. And then we were like, like making out afterwards, and I'm like, shit, like your breath tastes like like mint chocolate chip. It tastes amazing.
Mint chocolate chip, the worst kind. Oh my
But yeah,
God.
so
What? That's so crazy to me. I'm sorry. But like as a feeder, like did he ever ask you like, can you feed me?
I mean, like there are a lot of gainers that'll like message me on like the particular site that I'm on, like for that, and like they'll be like, oh my God, like it would be so hot if you could like feed me this, feed me that, or
How often, like, is this a common thing? Because I feel like this is not something that people usually talk about, which is great. Like I love that you're saying this because I feel like I want to normalize everything,
right?
But like I guess I want people to know like how common is this?
Well, it's not very common. Like,
Okay.
I mean, like the whole gaining thing is not very common. Fisting's not very common. Like there's so many other fetishes, like water sports, which is, pissing on each other or pissing inside each other.
I feel
drinking
like
each
at this
other's
point of
piss,
all
or
the stuff that I've like heard, I feel like pissing is pretty normal at this point of my life.
Okay. Well, then like, like whether it's like nipple play or ball stretching or feet worship.
I feel like I could do like nipple play. I feel like I'd be into that because I love my titties to be sucked. Love it.
Yeah.
I kind of like when they kind of bite on it too.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd be into
there's
like nipple play.
And then there's like, pit licking and like
Pit
ball
licking. What's
licking.
pit
like,
licking?
We're just licking, kissing, worshiping someone's pits, like making out with
Armpits?
them. Yes.
Oh, pits, armpits.
Armpits.
Yeah.
Pits, I was like, pits.
I know.
Oh no! Oh my God! No, not pets, not animals.
Arma's, like,
no.
screaming.
Like, go hide Cosmo.
Cosmo's her dog. Oh my God.
No, I mean like. Yeah, like even like with like the whole like nipple play, like this guy
Right.
that I hooked up with like a few nights ago, like he had just gotten like nipple clamps that he'd never used before, and I was like,
I think I'd be
okay,
into
great.
that.
Yeah, like his like they were like adjustable, so like the clamps themselves, like you can like put like one clamp on each nip.
Yeah.
These were connected by a chain, which
Oh.
was like kind of hot because then like he was like on his back, I'm like riding him. But like as I'm riding him, I have a hold of his chain and I'm like tugging his nips as I'm like riding.
Oh, this
his
is when you were a
dick.
top. This is when you were a top.
Bottoming.
Bottoming.
I'm like riding his dick. Like
Oh.
You remember?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
so-
always forget that like when you bottom, you're not always on your knees. That you could do it like literally they're laying on their back. I just forget like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
also like a sex position. I always
Yeah.
forget. Like when I think of like gay sex and like like you guys bottoming, I just imagine you guys on your knees the whole time.
Oh no.
I
There's
did too, to be
Right? Or but like
we can
but
really do
you-
any
but
position.
You could do any position. I forget.
but just like on top.
Irva, what's your question? Come over here. We should have had an extra mic. Do like a roommate episode. Oh.
So yeah, he can like lay down and like your booty's just like on top, like how we ride guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. I would totally be a bottom because I love riding.
Honestly,
I
it's
would
like my
totally
favorite
be a
position.
bottom. Yeah. Oh my god. Wait. Okay. I am mind boggled.
So even though you're sitting on top,
yeah,
you are actually bottoming because you're the one receiving the dick.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Because
can-
you are the whole toe
Licking,
sucking. Okay, that's
pit
another fetish. You're
licking,
like
like-
toes. Are you into toes too? I have like ugliest toes, so I never attract. So I'm like hiding my toes right
I'm
now.
not into all.
You're not.
There are, but there's like been like a few select guys where like I see their feet.
I like licking fingers. Like I like when they stick their fingers in my mouth. I will suck
Honestly,
it.
I really like almost any body part. Like it just really depends on the person.
Except a vagina.
Except a vagina.
I mean, you were really into my vagina that night. You had a whole flashlight. You were so intrigued. How did my vagina look? Actually, I don't know. I'm like, wait, do I really want to?
Well, I have nothing to compare it to, so.
But you said it was cute, right?
I mean, yeah, it was cute.
Okay, good. Because afterwards, because you and Vince were like, oh my God, you have a cute vagina. I felt so confident that I told everyone at my birthday party that I showed my vagina to you guys and it was cute.
You know what? I showed everyone my vagina and everyone thinks it's cute. Soup skitzicles.
And wait, was it you? Oh no, it was Vince. I don't know what it is. When I get really drunk, like I tend to show like body parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like on my birthday showed my friend Kelsey and Vincent my tits, like bare tits in the bathroom. I was like, look, and like compared nipples.
What is it about alcohol that makes us so confident to show off our bodies?
I don't know.
Because I was literally, when Allie came out with me and Richard last weekend, that was a whole other night. Oh my God. But
Another episode.
gosh, I shouldn't have even brought this up. I was on my back on a public toilet.
Oh yes.
All in the bathroom with the.
I saw your
you saw
asshole.
the pic-
I saw your
yes.
asshole.
Yeah.
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 We're just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, so any other kinks before we wrap this up? Any other kinks?
Any other kinks?
Even if you're not into it, like even just stuff that you've been asked to do or you've heard of, like I'm just so like, because I had a guy that was like a quote unquote like daddy dom on the show before, and he was like, you know, he was like the daddy dom, the more dominant one, and there was like the submissive partner, and I feel like I used to think that was so crazy, and I look back, I'm like, that's pretty fucking normal.
Yeah, it is really normal. I mean, especially like in the gay community, there are some times where there's like, you know, where two guys like come together and like they're completely versatile. So either of them are willing to top, either of them are willing to bottom. Sometimes like they're willing to do it in the same, do both in the same session. So it's like one fucks the other and then they flip around and then the other
I
one
feel
fucks
like maybe
them.
I'd be that. Maybe I'd be a
Like,
verse if I was a
So,
guy.
but typically, like there's usually, you know, a more dominant one and then a more subordinate one.
Right.
So, and it's not necessarily like who's the guy and who's the girl, because there can be like bottoms that are still dominant and there can be tops that are still submissive. Like
It's just whatever you're into at that moment.
exactly. And like for me, I'm typically more bottom, but like I will top, but either way, like I'm still the softer one, the shyer one, like usually more sub. Like I need someone with a little bit more dominant energy, whether they're bottoming, whether they're topping.
Like a masculine energy.
Yeah. And
that's why I feel like I wouldn't be like a great of actually, I mean, like, maybe I could be a lesbian, but if I was a lesbian, I'd have to go with like a butch.
yeah.
Like I
really?
yeah. Like if I had to date a girl, like she'd have to be kind of like a guy. You know what I mean? Because I'm attracted to masculinity. Like I wouldn't be attracted to like another female that was like super girly like me, like sharing fucking lipstick. I'd be like, that's not sexy to me. You know what I mean? Like I would like if I would date a girl, it would definitely be a butch.
I mean,
I like Sid from the internet. I know she's not like, Irma knows what I'm talking about. I know she's not like the finest thing ever, but something about her swag and she seems like a dude. I'm just like, ooh. I'd lick that clit.
Well, you know,
oh God.
There's like been some guys that I've met.
There we
go. That, you know, he and I can like be like really good friends.
Yeah.
Or we can just like have like a really amazing chemistry, but but in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Like we might be like both bottoms, or like both tops or whatever. So like our chemistry isn't necessarily like compatible, but like us two inviting other people into the bedroom,
like an orgy.
Yeah, like that, or like whether it's like
in the jacuzzi,
like sharing a top or like sharing two tops or whatever. It's like then we can still like be together and like be like sharing like an intimate moment, but there's just other people included to fulfill that kind of sexual need that we have that we can't supply the other one.
Right. Okay. Should we try these poppers now?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
God.
Oh, you're doing both nostrils? You're a bad bitch. You are a bad bitch. Oh, wow. Okay, his face right now, you guys. You good? Okay. I'm just gonna do one nostril and go from there. I just feel like I'm so scared. I don't know.
Wait, so you have to like inhale it and then
I don't have to like dip
sorry,
this.
like it's like an instant high, honestly.
Yeah, your eyes are watering. Okay, I'm gonna do it my right nostril.
No, but like it's.
Oh my God, I'm so congested. Did you hear that crackle?
You heard that crinkle. No, do it one more time. Do it here.
I'm so scared.
You saw what I did. Do it. Inhale all the way. So the trick is to like inhale, and, like hold it for like 10 seconds.
Okay, let's.
And then.
Oh shit! Heart is like beating really fast though. Is that normal?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
But I feel really relaxed.
It's better when you're on your back and the legs are in the air.
Can heterosexual people do this? Like, can I do this like during sex and just like?
It's a little bit taboo for straight people because not to be heterophobic, but a lot of straight people I feel like are kind of inhibited. I feel like the gay community is a little bit more like taboo or a little bit more like, you know, out there with like their kinks and fetishes, etc. So I'm not sure, like, I've told straight guys about poppers and they're like, oh my God, do girls do those too? And like they get kind of weirded out by it. Yeah. But I mean, like straight people can do it. I mean, it's all it is about feeling good, like feeling relaxed. Like,
okay, I feel like it went away.
Yeah, it's a quick high, right?
It's really quick. That was really quick.
Mine hasn't worn away.
Are you still high?
A little bit.
I love it. Oh my God. Well, do you want to plug yourself? We need to wrap this up. Any last words about kinks, about poppers, about sex, about buttholes?
Embrace it all. Honestly, whatever you're into, or like if you're like interested in trying a new kink with like a new partner or whatever, just like go out there, like do your thing. Like, I mean, honestly, like we're all in it to please ourselves anyways, right?
Exactly.
So do what makes you happy. Like explore their kinks and fetishes too. I feel like that enhances any kind of connection that you have with a partner, especially if it's, you know, something that they've like never tried before that they want to try.
Right.
So I'd say YOLO.
You're so 2012.
So 2012.
So what's your Instagram? Where can people lurk you?
People can stalk me on Jules Reese Official. That's JULES, Reese, like a Reese's cup official. But I haven't posted in like 3 years.
Yeah, that was like in your private.
I'm really low key, but if you're special, I might add you.
You're not that low key coming on this podcast. Like I like to fist.
I like to fist people. Super low key.
Super low key though. And then follow me, Stephanie Megan, on Instagram, or go to brocotherapy.com. All my links and shit are there. Okay, bye. I love you. Now
Ellie.
Go home.
I'll go upstairs.
Go upstairs.
Tutorial.
Okay, bye. Girl therapy.